It is your boy Black Ronin back on at it again with another banger and fire video for y'all's out here today. There, y'all. Welcome on back to the channel, guys. I gotta talk about Las Vegas and my personal opinion, cause I'm originally from the East Coast, Tampa, Florida to be exact. But I've been all over Florida, well, not all over the East Coast, but I can tell you. Now, I do live in Texas right now, but ever since I've been to Las Vegas, took a trip out there, that is one of the best cities I've ever experienced. And I think for most black people and mulatto people, no matter what shade you are, this is the best city to be in my personal opinion. Like, I got the utmost respect out of every city I've been to for the first time in a minute. When, I can just walk through a place and I ain't getting like bunch of dirty looks out of nowhere, people in their feelings. It felt good to be in a city where it's just like everybody just vibing, and one of the things I had to learn too, if you're from the East Coast, you can understand what I'm about to say, but there's something that you just have to unlearn when you step outside the East Coast. And cause back in Florida, in certain parts, just an East Coast thing, that's really what this is, but looks are like, if you look at somebody a certain way, it can turn to a very, very dangerous situation. That's not the same for the, from the West Coast and everything, Las Vegas. It's different. It's just like people like, oh, no, this is a new person. It's not like on some confrontational type of stuff. It really ain't. Like it's such a good positive vibe being out there. And the amount of people I was just meeting off the rip. I never been to a city where socializing was just it's such a social type of city. It's so easy to socialize. And that really blew me away because I never been to a city like that, at all. And it was just all different walks of life of people I met. Some of the best people I have met are in Las Vegas, 100%. Not to say I ain't got my homies back home in Florida and other parts of the US, but I ain't gonna lie. If there's one city I can probably try to spend the rest of my life in America, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm not finna stay here for my entire life. I'm trying to get up out of here. It's either gonna be Africa or it's gonna be Thailand, maybe Australia, one of the three. But if I had to stay here, it would be Las Vegas so far. There are still other cities I haven't been to just yet, but Las Vegas is probably the best place I would say for us, in my personal opinion. Big melting pot. Coolest black people you'll meet. I met black people from Florida. They're coming out here. We was all agreeing on the same stuff too. And I tell them, I say, hey, back home, how you have to, it's an East Coast thing, but you really just gotta keep your head on a swivel, which I do that regardless, just regardless. But over there in Vegas, it's nah, I never felt so safe for a city of that size, in my personal opinion. Because walking through there, walking the strip. Now, I didn't explore all of Vegas, but just walking the main strip, even walking down the Fremont, I felt super safe the entire time. Yeah, some places were a little ran down, but the people were so cool. Basically, with Vegas, as long as you don't make a problem with somebody, you ain't trying to act like the hardest person out there, you gonna be all right for the most part. I didn't have no issues. Now, East Coast, on the other hand, growing up over there, yeah, you ain't even gotta have a problem to have a problem, growing up. That's how I remember it. Now, have things changed? I haven't been back home in Florida in four years, so I don't know. But from talking to some of my friends, seems like not much has changed back home in Tampa, Florida. And on top of that, another thing I do want to mention, still to this day, I gotta give Florida its props. And there is no other state I have been to that has more beautiful women. Some of the most beautiful, baddest women, they in Florida. And ain't nothing, no ifs, ands, buts about it. You ain't topping it. I still haven't been to California just yet, but Florida is number one when it comes down to women, beautiful women. Now, Vegas has some beautiful women too. On the strip, all over the place. I seen everybody. People was chill, and coming from a place like Florida, I'm already used to how the tourist traps and all that stuff work. So I was maneuvering through that like no problem. But if you're not from a place like a major city like that, like a tourist hotspot, then I ain't gonna lie, you might get hustled out of some money. But for me, I ain't gonna lie, you don't need a lot of money to have fun in Vegas. You really don't. And on top of that, another thing I love about Vegas, it's one of the few cities I've ever been to that fitness is so easy, because when you're walking the main strip, like, it just never gets old in my personal opinion. Like, I love walking the strip, and every time I go out, I meet this new person, that new person, you know, man, dude from Arizona, and you can just spark up conversations so easily. Like, it's crazy. And it just positive vibes out there. You know, you just don't need to spend a lot of money to have a good time. And in terms of food, In-N-Out Burger, amazing. And coming from Florida, I'm not used to being somewhere where you go into a fast food joint and you got good customer service, it's clean, and for it to be that busy, like, bro, like, that's fantastic. Because in Florida, try pulling up the Salem's and Publix, Checkers, hey, you gonna see some chaos at times. Don't get me wrong, I love those places, but to have all those boxes checked off without having some chaos mixed in, yeah, that's impressive. The only thing I didn't like about Vegas, I guess it's been a while since I've been to a big major city like that, but when you go to the bathroom, like into a restaurant or something, you always have to get a key, like, just to unlock it, or you need like a pin code just to punch in to get into the bathroom. I didn't really like that, but, you know, I gotta think, you know, these kids nowadays, they go crazy and messing up stuff. But honestly, I ain't had no problem. You know, I walk into a place, people was cool, you know, all the black women was cool. Like, I ain't had not one bad experience, man, with black people out there in Vegas. Like, it was just positive vibes and most down to earth people I met. And like that just really just like was wow, you know. Now, why did I come out there to Vegas on vacation? So it was kind of like work and vacation. So it was my first time going out there. Now, I did a little bit of dancing, you know, so that was my first time doing that out there. Had a blast doing that, your boy Kelly Skywalker, just so y'all know. But yeah, I had a blast doing that out there for the first time, just tryouts and stuff. And man, you know, funny, awesome people I met up in the club, man. Great people. I'll tell you, man, I'll definitely go do it again out there. Vegas is just a positive, fun place to be. It's crazy a place to call Sin City. Like, it really didn't feel like that compared to all the other places I've been to around the U.S. Hey, man, Vegas is really where it's at. I even ran to my substitute teacher out there. And he was proud to see me, like, hey, man, what you doing out here? Cause, you know, yeah, that's wild, you know, cause yeah, he a gym instructor and everything. I told him, man, I'm just vibing out. I told him, man, I'm about to do this dancing. I shocked him when I said that. I said, hey, man, you in the right city too. So, you know, I did that out there. Yeah, so I was getting down too. I had the little lightsaber spinning and everything. And hey, you want to book your boy? Hey, email right here. Shoot me an email. You want to fly your boy out? Hey, I'm down. But but yeah, Vegas, man. I was even talking to people who do Uber driving. They said, man, this is a perfect city to do it. So if you got a car and everything whipping around, Vegas, that's that spot to do Uber, man. Like, you don't even have to go that far. Like, but honestly, you don't really need to catch Uber in Vegas if I'm keeping it real with you. If you stay on the strip, everything you need really is on the strip, like the main strip, everything you need. Now, I didn't really explore Fremont. I hear things are more cheaper. I went down a little bit, not too far into Fremont. Fremont was cool. People call it ghetto. Nah, they ain't seen ghetto. Come to the East Coast. You'll know what ghetto really is. That's not to throw shade on Florida, but hey, it's the truth. It has to be said. But hey, yeah, just walking the strip, you got everything you need. They got food cheap, got the casinos. Man, I took so many pictures. I had a blast out there. I was sad to leave Vegas, man. I was really sad to leave. But yeah, you know, that's all I want to say. Let me know what you guys think. I think this is the best place for us in all the cities I've been to. Do you guys agree? But y'all let me know what y'all think. It is your boy Black Ronin. Like and subscribe, share. Y'all take it easy.